If it's in Hampton Roads, it's on the Hampton Roads Show.
And we welcome you to the Hampton Roads Show. You might as well wave, Cookie. There you are. Our executive producer, Stephanie Cook, here to keep us all in line on this Wednesday morning. In the kitchen this morning, from Hampton's Embassy Suites and the Cypress Grill, Chef Kyle Folks, back to make a pan-seared lane snapper with ginger wasabi butter over couscous cake.
Nice.
And paper-based medical records are practically out the door. Find out what that means for Hampton Roads patients in today's What's Your Problem?
Plus, we're getting the nitty-gritty on cataract surgery and who needs it, and we're talking hurricane season prep for your finances. Just one question for you. What if we do get out of line?
Then,
well, Carrie and I don't
I just got that look.
It's normally you, Fabio.
You get a timeout.
Why is it always me?
It's
not me.
You have to go in the corner.
Stop picking on me.
You
the
said
show
it.
just started.
You said it.
All right, I'll take a timeout.
All right, you take a little time out. I'm going to start off our hot topics on this Wednesday.
All right, I'll chime in when I'm allowed.
I mean, hopefully, everybody comfy in their beds last night, but some folks slept in a high school or an elementary school up on the peninsula because they were open as emergency shelters. Because of this, a lot of folks had to leave their homes because we saw flooding so widespread in Hampton. Newport News, the fire department was using their high water vehicles, their kind of their rescue monster trucks, if you will, and boats in some cases to get people out. In some cases, folks not only had to leave their homes, but then were told, oh, your home is going to be condemned. So they don't know when they'll be able to kind of go back to life as they knew it. Hopefully can get some essentials out. But, we were talking a little bit before the show about how when you're buying a home, it's the law that there has to be disclosure about any kinds of problems with the home. So we're wondering today, and I'm not going to pick on any particular apartment complex, but there are a few, and they're in particular, that have made headlines for big problems with flooding. And you wonder if there are new residents there who maybe moved into the area and simply didn't know. So do you feel like landlords should have to disclose to potential renters a property's flooding history? Do you feel like the onus should be on the renter to just really do your homework and remember to ask that question, about flooding when you're renting? Because it's tough when you're new to an area and you go on a nice day and pick an apartment not knowing that you're in big trouble.
I'm not so sure it's on the landlord. I think it is on the person looking to rent. You really have to do your homework.
Yes.
You really have to know where you're moving. Just ask questions. Go from room to room, door to door. Just say, hey, can you tell me about this place? And people will tell you honestly how the place is right away. So I'm not so sure it's on the landlord. However, it does seem like it would be kind of a fair thing to do, kind of like what I said, like a Carfax.
Yeah, and there is
you want to know what you're getting.
Our producer in the back, Susan, was also saying, there is that landlord-tenant act, but if you're not sure, I mean, you could even go to City Hall and say, could I see flood maps? You can find out flood area maps. But I know when I rented my first apartment, I was a kid, and
I was thinking when I rented even out here, I was like, I didn't ask that, but hindsight 2020.
You're on the second or third floor.
I was on the third floor, so I would have been fine. But I do think it's on the responsibility of the person looking to rent, because you could always ask them, and they could be like, no, even though if it is a flood area. You just got to be careful. But I say door-to-door knock, even when you're looking on anything, you're trying to go somewhere. Reviews.
They say go back at night.
That's true. Yeah, go back at night to see what it's like, how well lit it is, and things like that. But
do your homework.
Yeah.
Do your homework. It's a big decision on where you're going to live. So you got to make sure that you know exactly what you're getting.
Yeah. And thank goodness for the American Red Cross and the other organizations that are helping those folks out.
We've had a lot of rain lately.
Speaking of living up high, higher ground, this one's yours.
Yeah, our second hot topic, it is a source of great pride anytime you get to see our nation's symbol, American bald eagle. Well, how about this? Everybody knows that a pair and a few other eagles have nested at the Norfolk Botanical Garden. Well, it's causing a big problem for the city. There have been a couple of eagles that have collided with jets at the Norfolk International Airport, and now under recommendation by the authorities, are saying, hey, it's time to move the eagles.
Yeah.
And everybody loves the eagles and the eagle cam and watching the nesting and all, and now it's like, okay, what are we going to do here? Norfolk City Council says it's a no-brainer. If it's going to be a safety issue, we're going to move the eagles.
Yeah.
But a lot of people who have fallen in love with that source of great pride are saying, well, maybe give it a year. Can we just see what we can do? you know, they're going to have a difficult time moving the nest. There are 3 nests. They're going to move the nest, and then they have to try to coax the eagles from leaving using fireworks and paintballs.
Oh gosh.
I don't know if the eagles will go for that. I mean, it's sort of a problem, but I mean, it's kind of a neat problem because everybody loves to see the
Where
eagles.
are they
They've made
moving
such
them to? Are they just trying to have them be wild? Like, or do
well,
they
it's
have
not
a
like they're
place?
moving the eagles; they're moving the nests. And
Well,
I don't
they
know if
are.
the eagles will find the nests.
I mean, they are wild. That's kind of the neatest thing about it is they just picked Norfolk Botanical Garden of all places, you know, and the garden has made many adjustments over the years to keep people away when they're nesting in their eggs and, you know, are viewing from a distance. But I've also heard that there's a concern that they won't be able to convince them to go otherwise, that they will want to
think
come
so.
back to that spot. But it's tough. I mean, can't move the airport very easily either. But that's a
Yeah.
big problem when you talk about, you know, large birds and planes, and one bald eagle was already killed. You know,
A couple
by a
of them
plane.
have. But you know, there's a lot of Canada geese that fly around there as well.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of birds that fly in that
Maybe
area.
people aren't as concerned about preserving geese the way, you know, people are
I
concerned
don't think
about.
I don't think it's preserving. I think it's preserving man. They're concerned about what's going to happen to a plane if maybe an eagle or a bird drops one.
Yeah.
Because the last eagle that hit the landing gear, and they're worried that what if it caused something faulty to go off the landing gear.
Yeah.
So it's not so much the concern of the bird; it's more concern of the people in the planes.
Yeah. Well, are you going to miss them? And do you certainly hope that the webcam will move with them? That's our second hot
I don't know about that.
today.
Well, our third and final hot topic is one that you kind of, I guess, would challenge yourself if you could do it. But just the question, could you go 5 years, this is the extreme, this is what this mom did, 5 years without buying anything brand new? This mom out of Portland, Oregon, her name is Katie Wilk Stanley. She lives by the mantra, use it, wear it out, make it do or do without. She tried to declutter her life, and by doing that, and now granted she bought things new that were like undergarments and toiletries and food, the necessities, but as far as like going in buying a new shirt or something that you want, she didn't do that, and she was able to pay down like $20,000 in credit card debt. She said by doing that, by decluttering her life and by not buying as much, she realized she didn't want as much in life, and she was able just to kind of enjoy the simple things, you know, her family and her friends. So, you know, I would go shopping somewhere and you just go in for like, you know, I just need this and this, and you come walk, how many times do you come walking out with like a whole basket full of stuff?
Yeah.
So how long do you think you could go without buying something like brand new? I don't think I could go 5 years. I'm not at that point yet, but it's definitely a challenge. And even when you do, like, say, I'm going to bring my lunch for a certain amount of time, you realize how much money you save, and then you get excited. But for this mom, she just said, I'm going to do it, and she did it.
Yeah.
Could you go 5 days?
Yeah, I could go 5 days.
I mean,
Chris.
5. I know you can't go 5 years.
No, I could go. I could
What
do
about
5
5 days? Can you go
I
5
could
days?
probably go a month.
Really?
Now, does this
Maybe.
mean, you know, her fiance could buy things for her? Does that count, or are we getting technical
That's
here?
true. Nobody can buy
You
anything.
can have nothing new. It'd
Well,
be
of course
hard.
it is.
It'd be hard.
I think it's great to be able to cut back, and you can really save a lot of money if you just try to get that willpower not to buy unnecessary items. But 5 years, I mean,
Yeah,
you can
she
really
went
pay
5
down a lot
years, yeah.
by doing that.
5
I
years
think
just
most
going
people
to
couldn't do it. I think
necessities.
some people are just addicted to buying.
Oh, yeah.
There's an addiction to buy. Buy. Every day.
I think most people do spend more than they think they're spending, though. If anything, it might make you want to at least track your spending
Yeah.
to see, well, how much new stuff am I getting?
Yeah,
you know?
and how much am I spending on just out to eat and buying that little
5
snack?
days. 5 days.
5 days
5
and don't
days.
buy anything.
We should try that one day.
We should try that. I didn't bring my lunch today, so I'm going to have to eat today. So maybe we have to start.
I
it
have an
tomorrow.
extra can of tuna in my desk.
Yeah.
I'm always ready.
Okay,
Ramen
Kyle's
It's in my
noodles.
hurricane
cooking some-
kit.
I'll
some
just
sea bass.
eat whatever Kyle cooks and save it.
Oh, that's right. Man. Chef here today.
It's not sea bass. It's some beautiful looking fish.
Lane snapper,
Okay,
with wasabi,
snapper. We're getting some
ginger,
snapper.
butter, and
Butter
couscous
sauce
cakes.
on
okay.
cakes with couscous.
All right, there you have
There
it.
you go.
Flooding, eagles, and not spending. There are your topics. Join in the conversation on Facebook or on Twitter, hr_shoe. All right. No Jeremy Wheeler, but our good buddy Jeff Edmondson's here.
Hey,
Get some applause.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah.
That's nice. Back to the story that we had about the flooding. We still have that flooding concern all across areas in Franklin, too. The Blackwater River has been
Oh, no.
a little bit high, about a half a foot or so above the bank, supposedly, from what I heard a report earlier this
You're
morning.
relatively new around here, but you know there's a terrible history with Franklin and the
Yeah.
Blackwater. I mean, that city was underwater
Right.
years ago. So
Yeah. Yeah, I've been told about that. So not looking at conditions that are going to get that bad,
Good.
though, because we're going to be looking at a nice dry stretch of weather.
But we've had well, you said we've had a lot of rain in the last month, and I don't think that's normal for this area.
No,
Are we
no.
above?
Yes,
I mean,
above
okay.
normal.
All
Yeah.
right. Yeah, it seems like we've really been pounded lately.
Well, the thing is, though, I mean, the official report is taken at the Norfolk airport. So if you
It's everywhere.
Yeah, if you ignore the peninsula, then then we're a little bit close to normal. But you can't ignore the peninsula because they
No
got a month
way.
of rainfall just over the weekend alone.
Wow.
So that's you have to take that into account. The good thing is it's helping out the drought situation. But looking at our forecast for the next couple of days here, things are looking like we should be pleasant. Up until about the weekend, things get warmer. We could see some showers and thunderstorms, and with those storms, that could also happen on Labor Day too. So something to kind of keep in mind if you're planning this weekend for activities. If you're going to have that outdoor barbecue, I don't know, maybe a time to maybe have it something indoors more so, just in case, because then you don't have to worry about it. But
Indoor barbecue?
I wouldn't do an indoor barbecue, but it's something indoors.
Okay.
But for the trivia question, pop quiz for today. It's Near Where the Waves Break. It has the sounds of R&B to jazz, and it's also held this weekend. 3 clues, but think about it. You should be able to.
Come on, Chris, you should
figure
know
it out.
this,
Yeah,
Leave me alone.
buddy.
Leave me alone. Thinking about my next purchase.
All right, today's winner will receive a great prize, the last chance at summer fun at the Garden, a family 4-pack of tickets to Busch Gardens in Williamsburg. Now you need to pick those up ASAP because you have to use them this weekend.
All right, we already said it over there. You cannot ignore the peninsula.
That's right. My
We are
neighborhood
not.
almost got flooded.
Oh, did it really?
Yeah.
Wait, let me introduce you to the folks who don't know you. Kyle Folks is back. He's from the kitchen in Cypress Grill, the restaurant there right at Embassy Suites in Hampton on the peninsula. So yeah, it got a little rough for you guys too?
Got a little rough out there. And by the way, I don't think I can go 5 days. I don't think Aaron
you a
and I can
shopper?
go 5 days either. I'm
It's,
guaranteeing that she can't go 5 days.
It's tough, you know. I mean, but are you one who just goes shopping without really something,
Yeah,
some
I'm
people just like to
guilty
shop.
of that. Yeah.
I don't like to shop.
Guilty.
But I'll
Sorry.
go if I need something and then end up getting more.
Okay.
Well. Anyway. Hopefully you shopped well at the grocery store before you came here.
I did.
Okay, so what are we making?
Today we're going to make a pan-seared lane snapper. It's going to come with a wasabi ginger compound butter.
Okay.
And then we're going to serve it over top of some grilled couscous cakes. So a little bit
Sounds
different.
awesome.
You
All
ever
right.
had couscous in a cake before?
No, I can't say that I
A
have.
little different.
All right, we're ready for that. We'll get started in just a second, guys.
Still ahead on the Hampton Road Show, the calm before the storm means time to utilize your financial institution services, how you can prep for your finances for hurricane season.
Medical files like the ones you see here will soon be a thing of the past. I'm Cheryl Tan. I'll tell you about the move from paper to computer and what that will mean for patient care here in Hampton Roads.
Time to cook.
Okay,
We'll talk more about other things in a moment. But it's time to cook with Chef Kyle Folks from Cypress Grill in Hampton today, making a pan-seared lane snapper, ginger wasabi butter over couscous cakes. It all
Correct.
sounds terrific,
Great.
but complicated.
Not so much.
The
Not
butter
so
sounds
much.
complicated.
The butter's a little bit complicated, but we'll get to that later
Okay.
on.
All right, here's the list of ingredients that you're going to want to get if you would like to make this at home. And later on the HamptonRoadshow.com, we'll put all the technique too if you want to give it a try. And we're going to talk more about Cypress Grill. If you say, you know what, Kyle was so good at making that, I'm just going to go there.
That's
we would
right.
understand that. All right, and you've threatened that you're going to put me to work today too. So what do we do first?
Yeah, so the first thing we're going to do today is make our cakes because we can kind of cook those ahead of time and just leave them in the oven, kind of like warm them out,
Okay,
you know, just
the
chilling.
couscous cakes.
So have you ever had couscous in a cake form before?
I don't think so.
It's kind of different, right? Kind of strange.
Yeah.
So couscous obviously is pasta, and what we're going to do is the basic couscous. You can just cook it with some kind of a lobster stock or a chicken stock, or just cook it with water if you want to. But anything that kind of gives it some flavor.
Yeah.
And so we've already done that. and we've cooled it down,
cool.
and it's just over here in the bowl.
All right, it's cooled.
Cool.
Okay.
Yes. So now what we're going to do is add all the ingredients to make it into a cake.
All right.
So you want to knock yourself out with that?
Yes, are they pre-measured? Do you want everything?
Is pre-measured,
Okay.
so you can just
I
go
always
down the
have to ask
line.
now.
We're going to put some mushrooms
Scallions.
and some scallions.
Secret
And this is a little
seasoning
bit of a
mix?
secret spice. It's some dried ginger, hickory, some dried teriyaki, salt and pepper.
Kosher salt?
Kosher salt, yes.
Okay.
Kosher salt.
And a lot of chefs recommend that so you can kind of really see
I
how much
like
salt
using
you're adding.
kosher salt. I don't like iodized. I'm not a fan.
Okay. What's this?
And then you got some flour.
Okay.
And then you're going to also add in a whole egg and then just one egg yolk.
All right.
Okay, so you got to separate that second egg. You just
Gotcha.
want the egg yolk in that second.
Okay.
So all that's going to go in.
And then you get stirred up?
Stir all that up.
All right. Because, I mean, I know chefs use polenta, make polenta cakes.
Polenta cakes,
Why
very
not,
common.
Why not couscous?
Yeah,
why
why
not?
not? Why not couscous? That's what I say.
And you said this is a step that can be done ahead of time, too. So if you're having a dinner party and you want to be able to, like, chat before dinner, you can make it. You can make these ahead of time.
You most certainly can.
Save
This
a
will
step.
hold up in the fridge. I'm not going to hurt you.
I did. I thought I was going to get it with the spatula already. All right. So you've got the pan nice and hot, too, for the fish?
Our pan, no, this is actually, we're going to put our
For the
cakes in here.
cakes? Okay. So you're waiting on me. Hurry up. Get it together.
All right, that looks good.
Is that all right?
All
no,
right.
nope. It's kind of dry over here.
Okay, well,
Sorry.
work it out.
Trying. All right. See, I knew you'd resort to using one of the ones you already had done.
Now, I got a few of these already done, but we're going to use some of yours, too.
Okay.
Now, you want to pack that scoop. That's going to be a 2-ounce scoop.
Okay. It's really packed. I washed my
Awesome.
hands.
Okay. All right, put it in there.
Okay. Look.
This is intense. This is hard work.
You know?
Ah, see? Natural.
Okay.
Natural ability, Chris. Natural.
All right. And now how long will it take to cook? Because they're very thick.
These are thick, but remember the couscous has already been cooked. So really you just got to make sure you heat that egg all the way through.
Yeah.
But what we're going to do is make it nice and golden brown. We want it to be kind of a crunchy taste on the outside.
I washed my hands. Did I mention that? I did. Can I put that one in?
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, I like the scoop.
You like those ice cream
Yes.
scoops?
I do.
We use those a lot. All right. Can you give me 2 more?
Yes. Yes, I can. So what is happening up there at the Cypress Grill?
Cypress Grill, we're kind of winding down from the summertime.
I see you brought your
We've been
specials.
had a little special here for the summertime the last 2 or 3 months. What we've been doing is any type of recipe or dishes that we've done on the show here,
Yes.
we are promoting in the restaurant.
Now, if people go in there and say, hey, the Hampton Roadshow sent me, what happens then? Horns, is there a balloon drop, a discount?
Maybe we should think
pat
about
on the
investing in
back?
doing something like that. That's probably a good idea.
Yeah. Okay.
So, I know you're working hard over there, but just take a peek at these cakes real quick, okay?
Yes,
You see that color we're going to get there?
I do.
And then that's going to get that little crisp, crunchy taste on the outside. So these are perfect. You
But
can
how are you
watch
going to get the, like the rounded, how are you going to cook the sides? They're so thick and they're rounded.
Well, we're going to finish this whole thing in the oven
Oh, okay.
for about
I feel like it should land in some oil.
3. Okay. So
Is that necessary or no?
no, this is a non-stick pan. We're good.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
So about 3 or 4 minutes in the oven after we've browned them on both sides.
Gotcha.
Okay. So anyway, the Cypress Grill, right? That's what we were
Yes,
talking about.
we were talking about summer specials and stuff.
Okay. So we're winding down with that. We're going to switch gears here in about 5 weeks or so and go to our fall menu because we
Right
like
on.
to do seasonal.
All right.
So fall and winter is coming up. So the next time I'll be on,
We'll be talking
We'll be
fall and
talking
winter.
about fall.
All right, the next time you'll be on today, these will have been shoved delicately into the oven, and we're going to start working on the wasabi butter and the snapper.
Snapper, yes.
All right, I'm going to go wash my hand again, kick it over to Ariel.
All right, well, if you've been to the doctor recently, you may have noticed that paper records have been replaced with a computer monitor. Cheryl Tan is here with more on those changes that are underway relating to your medical file.
Ariane, an electronic revolution is underway in the medical field as hospitals and doctors' offices around the country work to get online with their medical records. It's all part of the Affordable Care Act, and by 2014, those e-records will be mandatory. In Hampton Roads, hospitals and doctors' offices are getting compliant early, meaning there's been a lot of work going on behind the scenes to make sure patients will have what's called one record, one central location where your medical history is stored with easy access for all doctors and nurses who are seeing to your care. There's quite a bit going on to get ready for this change. We found that out when we asked one local hospital, what's your problem?
At Maryview Medical Center in Portsmouth, the paper trail is disappearing.
Where we used to have records tightly fitting in this file cabinet, it went all the way down to the floor.
The Bon Secours Hospital is undergoing a transformation as employees shift from a paper-based medical record system to one that is all electronic.
Paper will trickle down 3-4 days after discharge, and we have already processed the chart. We have to go back then, find the chart, and put that piece of paper with that patient record at that time. So it was very cumbersome. Now we don't have to run around looking for a patient chart.
Despite all the behind-the-scenes efforts, patients shouldn't notice a difference.
Well, I think it's a lot better for them because of the fact they don't have all them papers to look at every time somebody comes in.
Jerry Eaton started chemo treatments before Maryview switched to e-medical records.
They had a big old file there where they had to write down everything, and it seems a lot better to me.
Eaton, tell us your name.
Jerry Eaton.
For the staff, though, it's a bit of a learning curve.
When a patient come in now, they will sign a consent electronically, and they won't see a difference in their care. It's all behind the scenes now. So the nurses will come in the rooms with the computer and enter their documentation at bedside, opposed to going back to the nurse's station and trying to get all of this into the system.
Safety is first, and the computer makes it easier to ensure it.
We get an immediate alert if there are two medications that don't work together. We get an immediate alert about allergies, things along those lines.
It's like a double check system. We check his name and his birthday, or the patient's name and birthday, and then we scan it, and it has to comply to what we're looking at on our screen. So if I scan the wrong scan bar, it would give me an error message. So I've already scanned him for his first pre-med, so I can scan the second pre-med. And all it is finding the scan bar on the medication and scanning it. And that's telling me that his flush is complete from his first pre-med.
Doctors, too, see a benefit. Patient records are available to those who are authorized at the touch of a button.
No one has to interpret your orders. You put them in exactly as you want them, and it goes directly to the pharmacy. If you happen to be at home and get a call in the middle of the night, you can open your computer at home and by a secure connection, look up their labs, their medications, things along those lines, so you can better answer questions when you're off-site.
Bon Secours affiliated physicians are already connected. DePaul Hospital in Norfolk will be switched over to e-records in the next 3 months. And once that happens, something called Care Everywhere will be turned on.
Care Everywhere enables any Epic health system to communicate with the other health system. Everything is available.
That means at some point in the near future, Bon Secours patients in Hampton Roads will be connected electronically, no matter what hospital or doctor's office a patient gets treatment.
Centera hospitals are already connected electronically, so their hospitals and doctors' offices can pull up patient records between those buildings. Chesapeake General and CHKD are working on it, and eventually, this is really cool, the goal is to one day have that medical record be accessible to any provider, no matter what hospital or doctor's office you come from. That's years away, but it's one of those things where you wonder, once you have it, how you lived without it before, because right now in some places you can hit a button and there you have a patient's record, whereas before you'd have the files that you have to carry around. So if one doctor had it, then this nurse couldn't, or this pharmacy couldn't have it because it's right here physically.
It's going to make it so much easier. You know, my dad works in hospital administration, and that exact right there is what they're working on, getting all of it from paper to you know, electronic. So it's a long time coming.
I mean, it's a tough process right now. The learning curve is pretty steep, but pretty cool.
All right, thanks, Cheryl.
Wow, that could be an interesting hot topic, too. How do you feel about that? All these paper records going electronic. Hopefully they're backing them up, you know.
I feel sorry for the people who have to transfer it. I mean, what a gosh.
I know, but I mean, it could create some jobs in the interim, but then will it take jobs away when the record keepers, when it's all beep, 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 beep?
You know, you can cause so many problems with all those different charts and people's names getting mixed up and things like that, so, I mean.
Yeah, hopefully be a good thing.
Good topic. All right, so in case you didn't know, I'm at the wheel today. So we are going with birds.
Oh, all right.
We're talking birds because I love my birds.
Yes, I know, but you don't want to see them get, you know, hit by planes.
I love my birds. You know, we're talking about the eagles at the Norfolk Botanical Garden in the city of Norfolk saying, hey, we're going to move them because they cause a risk to the planes and people flying. We want to know what your thoughts are. So Michael says, I think it's morally wrong, but I believe it's the right decision. It makes sense. It's not like we can move the airport, right, Carrie?
Not as easily as maybe some bird nests, which won't be easy, but I wonder too, why now? How come when they were starting to nest, nobody said, ooh, they're very close to an airport, let's discourage them from nesting here?
Well, Incognito says, I'm going to let the bird experts make this decision. I agree with that, what they seem as to deem best. Catherine says the shooting them with paintballs to make them go away later is what I heard, and that bothers me. I don't think they're really shooting them, I just think they're discouraging them.
I don't know if they're going to take aim at the birds, but I don't know.
All right, Don Davis says, for the sake of the birds and the safety of the plane, sadly, it's the right decision.
I think that was a seagull.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that video. But they did bring in experts. It's not like Norfolk Botanical Garden or the city of Norfolk made the decision by itself. Look at that. Look at the damage a bird can do to an airplane. But they did bring in, it was either the Department of Agriculture, or maybe it was Game and Fisheries, but they brought in the appropriate expert agency to kind of size up the situation and say, you know, this area is not big enough for all these wings. Some of them made of metal.
Jesse says also it's wrong on many levels. Why couldn't flight paths change 6 degrees and any flock around here can cause damage? I don't know if they can change the flight paths, but so much.
Yeah.
And you know, there are a lot of other birds. I mean, like I said, there's so many Canada geese flying around. And they're almost as big as an eagle.
I know, I don't think people care about them as much.
Why?
Plus, how does he know 6 degrees? I know that separates us all from Kevin Bacon, but how is that the right, how does that, I don't know, maybe he's an engineer.
You lost me at Bacon.
An aeronautical engineer. We welcome you to view as well.
You lost me at Bacon. All right, thanks for chiming in. All right, still out on the Hampton Road Show, millions of Americans are affected by cataracts, but is cataract surgery the answer? We'll find out with the folks from Virginia Eye Consultants.
All right, and feast your eyes on our pop quiz today, courtesy of meteorologist Jeff Edmondson. Up for grabs today, a family 4-pack of passes to Busch Gardens. Log on to thehamptonroadshow.com, click the pop quiz button at the top right-hand corner of the screen. Good luck.
Ariane knows it. You should know it too.
It's on. Can I get you a count to 10 for me?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Hello, is it Welcome back, everyone, to the Hampton Roadshow. According to a study by the National Eye Institute, cataracts affect more than 20 million Americans age 40 and older. Cataracts can happen at any age and can be very scary, frustrating, and in some cases debilitating. Now, if you're affected, it's hard to know if surgery is right for you, and that's why we've invited ophthalmologist and Wavy TV expert on your side, Dr. Steven Scoper, to talk about cataract surgery. Welcome to the Hampton Roadshow.
Glad to be here. Thanks for asking me.
You know, we were talking during the break. What is cataracts, and what are some of the symptoms that you know you would even need to have surgery for that?
When patients come to see me for cataract surgery, the most common question they ask is what you just asked. What is a cataract?
Yeah.
And it's just a normal aging change. There's a clear lens right behind the colored part of the eye that focuses the light rays onto the back of the eye, which is the retina, just like a camera lens focuses the light rays onto the film on the camera. As we get older, that lens gets a little cloudy. Now, my lens is not as clear as it was when I was 21 years old, but it's clearer than people I do cataract surgery on. So as the lens gets cloudy, it blurs the vision, and when a patient says, you know what, I just can't see to do the things I need to do, we call that lens a cataract, and I take the cataract out with cataract surgery.
Are there some symptoms, or is it just basically if glasses don't work and you're just really struggling to see, you may need to go see a doctor?
It's that the glasses don't work, I cannot see the small print anymore, I'm having trouble driving at night. I'm having a lot of glare when I'm on 264 on a bright sunny day. I just can't see what I need to see.
What goes into that surgery? What's that procedure like?
You know, it's really a whole new operation than it was 15 or 20 years ago. It's very high tech. It takes about 10 minutes. There's no more shots or needles. Nothing hurts at all. No stitches. We don't even put a patch on the eye.
Wow, so you walk out that day.
Most people see better sometimes immediately after the surgery, but within a week or two, most people have recovered and are doing pretty well.
So when you get this done, is it important to keep that routine up with your doctor to go back and check your eyes?
Absolutely. Everybody who's had any kind of eye surgery needs to see their primary care eye doctor once a year. We work with a large group of optometrists who really see these patients routinely, do their glasses, and they're mainly the ones who say, okay, Ms. Smith, these glasses are not working anymore. You need cataract surgery.
I was going to say, do you get a lot of patients coming to you a little bit later when they should have come to you a little bit earlier because with that same thing that they think it's fine?
I do, and there's just, and some patients have been frustrated for several years with their vision. Cataract surgery is so successful these days, it's just not necessary to wait until your vision gets really bad.
And you know, a big question that comes up for a lot of folks is, you know, what will this cost and how do I pay for it? A lot of folks who opt for that flexible spending account, you know, summer kind of that signal that, you know, you're halfway to the point of using that. Would this be an opportune time to do that and get that done?
Absolutely. Although cataract surgery is covered by most insurance companies and Medicare, there's some exciting opportunities for good vision without glasses. So we give patients opportunities to completely cure astigmatism, not to have to wear reading glasses. And those are things they can use their flex spending
And what is this? Well, the procedure is something going over the eye. Is that basically what happens?
This is the most exciting thing that has happened to cataract surgery in the last several years. It's called the LensX laser, and we actually can use a laser now to do all of the parts of the cataract surgery that I used to do by hand. The laser makes the incisions, it divides the cataract up, it prepares the patient's eye for me to put the implant in.
Wow, and
very exciting.
Really quick, talk about the special offer that you have for teachers currently going on right now.
Right now, we have a back-to-school special, I guess, for patients who want to get out of their glasses, and with LASIK. And so some people come to me for LASIK, but they really need cataract surgery as well. So if your vision's not doing well, let us know.
Before school, get it started, $1,000 off a LASIK procedure. Virginia Eye Consultants, you can give them a call, 1-800-321-EYES, E-Y-E-S, or you can go online, virginiaeyeconsultants.com. Dr. Scoper, some great information. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
All right, still ahead on the Hampton Roads Show, battening down your financial hatches ahead of a storm. Welcome back to the Hampton Roads Show. With a storm bearing down the Gulf Coast, the thought of a storm impacting Hampton Roads this hurricane season is top of everyone's minds. And how can you be prepared financially speaking using your financial institution's services? Well, joining us now is Monty Crowell, Vice President of Marketing from Bayport Credit Union, with some advice. First of all, welcome back to the Hampton Roads Show, Monty.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, let's just hope that nothing happens and no storm comes. But if one does, it's very important to be ready and prepared.
Oh yeah, you know, everybody's getting gas. They're figuring out what their food needs are going to be. One of the things that we like to say at Bayport is to follow the 4 Ps: proper, prior planning for preparedness. And what that means is before the storm even arrives, one of the best things that people can do is to get their belongings that they really value. Safe deposit box is a great alternative. Instead of putting stuff in a plastic bag, put it in a tub somewhere at home, rent a safe deposit box.
Right.
Very inexpensive. The vault that encloses those, it's watertight, it's fireproof. Any kind of, things that you would want, your car title, your deed to your house, your kid's first lock of hair, those personal items that you want to keep safe, put them in a safe deposit box. That's an easy way to go.
Okay, how easy is it to purchase a safe deposit box?
Oh, it's just come to any of our branches that offer those. Ask them. We do them on a yearly basis. You know, for the insurance, quote unquote, that you get for that. It's a great way to go.
Many different sizes as well, I'm sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that's the first thing. The other big thing that we do ask people to do is treat it like you're going on vacation in a way.
Right.
Whereas you go on vacation, you need a couple extra bucks in your pocket. Before the storm gets there, 3 or 4 days, go to the ATM, take $200-300 out.
Right.
You know, once you have that money in your back pocket, if you have to go to one of the Home Depot stores or Lowe's to get a generator or things like that, or emergency supplies after the storm, their systems might be down. The ATMs might be down. So if you have cash, cash always works. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
So
you know, everybody
go.
has such a huge paper trail. Everybody at home has so many different papers. What are the papers that are most important that you said there's plenty that go in that safe deposit box? So what are the things that people really need to take care of?
Yeah, it varies greatly, but like the deed to your house, insurance papers, marriage license, car titles, boat titles, those kind of things that you want to keep. It's a good idea to make copies of some of those things, so even after the storm, if insurance adjusters need to come to your house, it's nice to have that policy there and have a copy of it.
Very important to be able to keep in contact with your financial institution as well, right?
Absolutely. One of the things that Bayport offers, and whether it's Bayport or any other financial institution, check with them to see if they provide information about the status of their branches via Twitter. We do it via Twitter, so if unfortunately the TV station might be down, the radio station might be down, the cell phone towers might be down, who knows, okay? But we do offer a Twitter service, so if the storm affects one branch, like in a tornado situation, we can get information out to a branch. If it infects the entire area for a hurricane, we can broadcast that as well. It's just a nice free service you get. All you got to do is sign up.
Perfect way to keep in contact. Monty, great job with the 4 Ps. For more information, stop by any of the 14 Bayport Credit Union locations across Hampton Roads or log on to bayportcu.org. Monty, thanks for joining us.
Great. Thank you.
All right, when we come back, we're going to check it back in with Chef Kyle Folks from Cypress Grill in Hampton. If you're just tuning in, you missed the couscous cakes, but you can still see us make the snapper and the wasabi butter.
Welcome back to the Hampton Roads Show. Ariane.
Apologize, sorry.
You think we're doing something else? Reading
Yes,
a book.
I'm reading a book. All right, so what you talked...
we went birds. We went
birds.
eagles.
The puppets yesterday? How fun was that?
That was fun. I love my birds.
All right, so let's talk about...
the woman?
The woman,
the
yes.
woman,
The
5
Portland,
years
Oregon
without
mother.
buying anything?
She went 5 years
do
without buying anything brand new, and in turn, she was able to pay down like $20,000 worth of credit card
Pretty
debt.
good if you can do it, I'm telling you. If you can go without buying anything brand new for 5 years, that's pretty amazing.
All right, so here we got some comments on it on Facebook.
do
Let's
it.
see, could you do this? All right. Elizabeth Meyer says, I could. I love used items. The only thing that I would be worried about would be bed bugs, but clothing, a car, electronics, household items, that would be a great challenge. Secco says, easily, I could do that. Christina says, pretty much never get anything new except appliances. Incognito says, what about her food? Was that used too? No. She bought, you know, the necessities like food, her undergarments, and things like that. But as far as like, you know, doing anything fun, she didn't do that.
Well, I mean, she did buy the undergarments. Maybe that's a topic for another day. I mean, how long do you go with your
Joseph
undergarments?
says, I'd have to draw the line at socks and underwear. Yes, she didn't do the used undergarments. Matt says, I enjoy buying used, but 5 years, I couldn't go 5 days without buying something new and shiny.
I know. It'd be kind of hard to do.
You know, like lunch, like, you know, a lot of folks go out to eat. See, my advice, like my thing would be eating out. Like I love to snack, I like to eat out. I love to, hey, let's just go do lunch, let's go grab the coffee.
Yeah.
So that would be kind of hard for me to...
You kind of say to yourself, well, I earned it today.
But at the end of the day,
lunch?
like if you really look to see how much you are spending on that, my dad was always one for that. Just look at your finances and.
Well, I think it
just
probably.
like,
I mean, she was in dire straits. She had that $20,000 credit card bill hanging over her head, so she sort of had to buckle down. And I mean, but a lot of people are in the same boat, though. Everybody has some sort of debt hanging over their head.
Yeah.
It's a question of how do you pay it down.
We had one from Monty Greer, but I since have kind of shrunk the font
You
here.
shrunk the font.
What else
okay.
were we talking
We were
about?
also talking about flooding in Newport News, and maybe should a landlord disclose whether or not maybe that their place is flooding, or maybe if you're looking for a new place to live, how much research should you do before moving into somewhere? I mean, really, you got to ask questions. Do you think maybe a landlord should say, "Hey, this place floods. I'm never going to have anybody move in"?
Yeah, Matt Barzana says, we've been able to sit back and enjoy the rain here. We didn't get enough for flooding. I think flooding history should definitely be disclosed. A future tenant should be told of any previous damages that the landlord is aware of. So he thinks yes, but we're saying, also you got to do your own research.
Like I said, the Carfax, how about the home fax? Or maybe the flood fax?
The flood fax. Louisa Coleman, she says, considering the fact that pretty much all of this region is in a flood zone, the information on flooding history for a specific area should be definitely disclosed for the renter to prepare. I'm safe and sound where I am. It did rain because of the Tides game. Oh, but the rain did cause the Tides game to be called and moved to a doubleheader tonight. So her boyfriend and her are carefully navigating the flooded streets to avoid.
Well, some places are more prone to flooding than others around here, that's for sure.
And too, for folks, who live close to the water. I love the water, but I would be nervous too, like in instances like a hurricane or big heavy rain, how that would affect you.
Build your house on stilts.
Kevin says, yes, the whole Hampton Roads area is a flood zone. Mike B says, it's kind of hard to disclose that information when it is an extremely rare event. He says, it's been a long while since I've seen flooding like that up here. They are in my prayers. So.
Okay, all that and no birds. Dang it.
We talked about birds. You talked about birds already?
I know, we talked about birds. I think
you still want to talk about the birds?
Well, I think now we're going to talk about fish. We're going to talk about fish.
We are.
Fish.
We are. I didn't know how we would get into this segment if Chris had not thrown us that perfect segue over here from birds to fish. They're going to start flying into our hot pan here. The couscous cakes we did in the first segment. Woo.
Easy.
How you doing? We'll put no, why are you coming toward me with it? I'm trying to get away from you.
We're okay.
And you're coming closer with the pan.
It's all right.
That's right. Kyle and I go way back. He can take it. He can take it from me. But we're making that pan-seared lane snapper.
Yes.
Okay.
It's snapping. You hear it?
I hear the pan snapping. The pan is clearly ready. So.
Pan's hot. All right. Can you turn that pot on for me?
Yes.
Don't do it. It's okay.
No, I just want to make sure I get the right one. Oops. Sorry. That's not it either. Where is it? Where's the knob for this one? Oh, this one. Okay. There we go.
And then show you everything.
What kind of heat would you like on that?
That's perfect, actually.
On high? You want to stay on high?
There we go.
Oh, all right. All righty.
All right.
For the wasabi ginger butter,
yes.
You're just melting butter in here.
Okay. Let's get started.
All right.
Get serious. All
I
right.
am.
No playing around.
Look, that was pretty serious. I was about to get seriously angry with you if you burned me.
All right. So our butter.
Yes.
When I make a compound butter, I usually don't like to melt it.
Okay.
I like to whip it in the KitchenAid.
Okay.
And then I like to add all my ingredients to it.
Okay.
But we don't have a KitchenAid here today.
We don't.
So we kind of have our butter nice and soft.
Yes.
So go ahead and start adding all your ingredients.
All the rest of the stuff.
We have some wasabi paste.
Yes.
And some fresh ginger.
Okay.
Orange zest.
We were talking about how much better fresh ginger tastes versus like powdered. So if you can get
it's completely different taste. Completely different. And
a little orange zest.
Obviously, when you're working with fresh ginger compared to powdered ginger, the measurements are going to be completely different.
Okay. You need more of the fresh.
It's going to be very strong, very intense. Yes, you would need more.
Honey?
Honey.
All right, we have a little time to kill so we can play Get to Know a Chef.
Get to know
You ready?
me.
We're going into the speed round.
Okay.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Yankees or Red Sox?
Sox all the way.
Yes!
Hey.
Do you like to cook when you're not working?
I love to cook when I have someone to cook for, but I currently don't have anyone to cook for.
Oh, can I? You guys help me. That needs a. Hey, so Kyle Folks is his name. Are you on Facebook?
I am on Facebook.
You're in your early 30s?
Yeah.
No children?
Do you do a background check on me?
You enjoy, I'm a journalist. You enjoy long walks on the beach.
Who doesn't?
Romantic dinners for two that he'll cook.
He has a job.
Have a job.
He's got a job.
Have a career.
That's right. All right, we can hook you up.
Are you whisking that wasabi in?
I'm not paying attention to anything that I'm doing. I'm working on your love life.
All right, I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Keep going, by the way.
Okay.
I did not put
now
you
I
up to
am.
this. Did I put you up to this?
Nope. I like. Look, they're finding out more facts originally from Springfield, Massachusetts. Not too far from my hometown. Oh, we're not playing around. You have a mutual friend with our producer, Susan.
Oh, man.
All right.
That's scary now.
All right. Seriously, so is it hard to date when you're a chef? I mean, because your hours are not normal.
So far for me it is, yes.
Okay.
I don't know. Am I doing something wrong?
Look at that. Look at how open you are. Hey, does his status really say single? Does it? Making sure.
All right, so let's focus, okay? Can we focus?
Sure.
Focus for a second. All right, good.
Okay.
All right, so our snapper is done because obviously fish doesn't take long to cook.
No, it doesn't. Not when the pan is that hot.
We seared it on the skin side down.
All right.
Got it nice and crispy.
Can you eat the skin?
Absolutely, you can eat the skin.
All right.
Skin's awesome. All right. Now, like I said, our butter, I usually like to not melt it. So I have some butter that we've already
Oh, you
up over
cooled
here.
it down again, so now it's solidified again. That's pretty cool. All right, I'm going to let you finish the plating because we're out of time. We spent a lot of time trying to find you a date.
We did spend a lot of time.
And you know what? We'll follow up with Kyle to find out next time you come here to cook. Not only will we be talking about fall menu at Cypress Grill, but we'll see if we found you another little Red Sox fan to hang out with.
Sounds cool.
Okie doke. Cypress Grill is at 1700 Coliseum Drive in Hampton at the Embassy Suites Hampton Roads Hotel, Spa, and Convention Center. Give them a call, 827-8200.
All right, we also play matchmaker here in Hampton Roads.
Yeah, I only got one question. Show me the chef facts.
Chef facts.
Show me the chef facts.
Doing the background
Have you
check.
ever been in a wreck?
All right, so time for our pop quiz trivia.
Pop quiz. Something that's going on this weekend. We'll hit the clues here once again. Near where waves break, sounds from R&B to jazz. Any ideas?
American Music Festival.
Exactly, American Music Festival.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What about the Rock and Roll Half Marathon?
It's this weekend.
It's this weekend. That's a big
That
clue.
was one of the
Yeah.
that you're going to be at
Yeah.
with
That's this
me
weekend,
Oh, you guys are announcing
on
the
Saturday. Cheap Trick.
Yeah, Cheap Trick.
Yeah, train.
Yeah.
He's like, what you
Yes.
tell me?
I'm glad we just told him.
I've heard of the band. I can name some.
Okay, all right. So today's winner will take home the family 4-pack passes to Busch Gardens. Make sure you pick them up today because you have to use them by this weekend. So we'll be back.
Back
Go
to
to
the
the kitchen.
Back to the kitchen.
Chef Kyle Foltz.
Making.
Find him a girl.
Napa.
Yeah. Very good.
All right, ladies, I tried to get Jeff to agree to let us put his stats out there. He said no. He's like, no, stop. Kyle,
Cut that off real
delicious.
quick.
We can vouch for the cooking. The rest of the stuff on your Facebook page, just
Not
gotta
so
look
much.
them up. But the cooking
so
is
much.
fantastic, so make sure you visit the Cypress Grill up there in Hampton, or give this a shot. If you want to try to make it at home, the ingredients and how to will be at the website.
One thing, Dr. Scoper from Virginia Eye Consultants, too.
That's right, and Monty Crowell for coming in from Bayport. Thanks for joining us this morning, everybody.
I need a shout out.
Give a shout out.
All my friends at Bar Louie, the bartenders, they're my guinea pigs.
All right.
All right, Barley.
Yeah.
What's that?
Bar Louie's on Friday. Everybody come.
See y'all. Have a great day.